So I'm just going to wing this. There was a major update. You got this Law and Crime Network, and I'm just going to show this still right here. This still right here. Because I watched the whole episode, and there's a lot of fascinating things that was a part of it. There was one, his lawyer. His lawyer does an interview of like 15 minutes and basically doesn't say a goddamn thing. But he does say some interesting things. The lawyer for Mickey Stines, and of course, Mickey Stines, this guy right here, is going to eventually shoot and kill this guy right here. So this is the sheriff, this is the judge. This is all small county. We don't know who this guy is, or this guy, or this guy. These are three motherfuckers that was hanging out with both of these guys the day that it happened. In fact, we don't know most of the information. There was a deposition. Mickey Stines took a deposition with some fucking creepy-ass lawyer, and so he's sitting there talking like 8 hours. 8 hours to a creepy-ass lawyer because of a 1983 case. So he's talking to a lawyer, 1983 case, which came down, which these lawyers are pretty shiesty, right? They're pretty smart. They, try to find some sort of wedge. And they weren't saying that he was a part of the damn thing. They was just saying that he had failed to train. He did not train and he did not supervise. And so the guy was getting his dick sucked or something in the judge's chambers, which I believe is this fucking room right here. And so what this still is right here, he was sitting down or standing up or something. They're having like a little meeting, right? These 5 fucking guys. Who is this white male? Who is this white male? And who is this white male? And it looks like he's got some tattoos on his arm right here. Who are these fucking fucks, This is probably the highest executive in terms of who executes the laws, possibly by violence, possibly by lethal violence. This is the man. This guy ain't going to go around arresting anybody. He's got his little fucking fancy clothes on, his little fancy tie. And what had happened right here, this still that I had froze, Mickey Stines is walking out the door, and this motherfucker makes some sort of comment, right? This, corrupt judge is going to make some sort of comment as Mickey Stines is walking out the door. Mickey stops and kind of, looks at him, and then he kind of just acknowledges that he stopped and looked at him, and then Mickey goes on. Later on, we're going to see more surveillance footage where Mickey Stines walks out of the courthouse, and then he walks back inside. And he only walks like, about 20 feet inside, then turns back around. So people are thinking, this is... He might have just thought, well, fuck it, this is where I'm going to have to pull out my piece right now and just take care of this motherfucker. So is he just being bullied and this guy's just popping off and making fun of him? And then if he is just making fun of him, let's just say that's how he, this corrupt judge, he likes to roll whenever there's a brand new sheriff in town. Well, at first it starts out as a little joke, right? A little, hey, you dumb dipshit. Hey, what, you foolish fool? Hey, are you stupid or something, huh? And then he'll say, well, we're going to go ahead and file charges against you. Nah, I'm going to go ahead and issue the arrest warrant. Nah, we're going to go ahead and file an injunction. We're going to go ahead and do an EPO. Now, we're going to go ahead and file some legal work against you. I'm going to go ahead and push my little fat fingers on this little fucking computer and put some goddamn charges on you. How about that? And Mr. Daddy Mustafa, how about that? Now, I'm going to go ahead and kidnap your wife and child away from you. How about that, Somebody give me a complaint, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with this complaint because you know what? You're a little testy. Sometimes you don't always do what I tell you to do. You're supposed to acknowledge that I'm the great God King of Letcher County. You didn't realize that I was the great God King? Here, you're elected sheriff, and you're thinking you're the great God King? No, I am. You do all the work. You do all the hustling. You get all the taxes. You get all the arrests. You put all the danger in Mickey, Sheriff Mickey Stines, while he sits here on his desk with a fucking tie on. Now, we've heard that recording before. This judge, what's this fucking guy's name? I don't know. We got Mickey Stines and then the fucking judge, right? The corrupt fucking judge. There was a recording that said that this judge here, and this actually, I was saying this looks like the judge's chambers, but it might not actually be the judge's chambers. I'm not for sure. It looks very similar. It looks very similar, but I guess we could just easily tell with this little, stuff in the background. You got this backpack, this backpack. They all bringing backpacks in. So they're probably lawyers with their little case files and shit. Right. Again, Mr. Tattooed Man. Is he part of the Trinde Aragua? Because we got a recording of that one woman who didn't want to say, but she was in jail and they were giving out favors. That's what Mickey Stines' deputy is going to get in trouble for. because he was making some woman on an ankle monitor program suck his dick, or he's getting some sexual favors out of the damn thing, and then he's going to spend 6 months in jail. It was his deputy. It didn't say he was a part of it, or that he was involved, or that he knew anything about it. But he's going to get sued later on by this 1983 case by some other fucking lawyer, and so it's like he's involved or implicated. He's got this federal lawsuit now, right? And so I feel like if he's just listening to the fucking judge, and now he's under the fucking gun with this federal lawsuit, when hell, it might be the judge that's actually doing the brothel. So with the recording, it said that she said she saw this fucking judge. I gotta fucking think of this guy's name. So you got, Sheriff Mickey Stines, and then you have Judge Mullins. That's right, Judge Kevin Mullins. Judge fucking douchebag. Judge fucking brothel man. Brothel fucking running a brothel out of the judge, dick sucker. Judge, get his dick sucked for lesser charges. Judge, corrupt judge. So, Kevin Mullins, the lady, had said that she was in the court and that she was offered lower sentence for sexual favors. Now, she didn't get into details, but they said, who did you see a video of? And she said Kevin Mullins. So she directly dropped his name down and said she saw him in a videotape that he was having sex with one of the ladies who had been arrested in that fucking prison. So that's a pretty big fucking deal. Now the reason why I'm kind of mentioning some of this stuff, later on you're going to have Mickey Stines, his lawyer, which I guess we can show that this little, still right there.
3 reasons Faye makes having a nutritionist easy. Number 1, no need to worry about paying a fortune.
Skip! Oh, come on.
You want us to get filthy rich so that we can invest in your funds. So that we...
Well, there is Jeremy Bartley, okay? So I'm just going to do a little still of this. This guy's a fucking beast, and actually if you look at him, it looks like he works out, right? So Jeremy Bartley is a badass. Mickey Stines' attorney, I don't know if he's doing this pro bono, but he's definitely getting plenty of attention on this. Because I think he could beat the case. I think he could take this to a jury trial and beat the case because there was clear emotional disturbance. There is the first degree murder charge in Kentucky is, don't kill a person with intentionality. Don't kill them, I don't even know if they say deliberately, but don't intentionally, pull out your gun and murder the person, or drive them over or stab them, but if there's some emotional disturbance, if you're under extreme emotional disturbance, then maybe it's okay. Maybe it's alright. It's a big fucking gaping hole. It's a big gaping loophole in Kentucky law. And actually, Jeremy Bartley is actually doing something, I think, foolish. He's trying to get it dropped down to a manslaughter charge because, he doesn't want to see his client get executed. I think he should keep the first degree charge up there because the other charges don't have that big gaping loophole in it. It doesn't say if you have that, extreme emotional disturbance. So he had mentioned, there's several things that this lawyer had actually mentioned in this, Law and Crime Network. I encourage you to, watch the whole episode. But Jeremy Bartley, he had said that he didn't want to disparage the judge's name. The good fucking judge's name. The good corrupt fucking judge's, yeah, maybe he was running a brothel. Was he corrupt? Was he getting 6 fucking figures? Was he just sitting there fucking everybody in Letcher County? Was he not giving a fuck? Was he letting the criminals go and then going after the victims? Was he making sure that old, young, all the women that came to him, was he trying to take Mickey Stines? Was he trying to kidnap Mickey? If the guy's a piece of shit and he doesn't care about fucking justice, don't disparage his fucking name. Oh, his good fucking name. Oh, what a good fucking guy. Get the fuck out of here. There's so many, Kentucky's one of the most corrupt states out here. He's getting paid 6 fucking figures. He's got pensions up the wazoo, right? So he's got a nice little suit because he's getting paid fucking good money. And he doesn't give a fuck about truth and justice. He don't give a fuck about, he's on the side of Ellis Keys. Ellis Keys is Mr. Confederate flag fucking goddamn nasty perverted. He said that there's a fat chick that, a fat chick. Well, anyways, I'm getting off subject here. Jeremy Bartley, he's going to say, don't disparage his name, right? He's going to mention that. He's also going to say that he's pushing for an insanity. He's pushing for an insanity plea. He's trying to get, let me say this exactly right. So he is saying that there's a possibility that he's going to file for, pleading insanity. But he's actually doing it brilliantly, because I think I know exactly what he's trying to do. In order to get on the list of getting him, some counseling or whatever for him to have a psychological exam, it's going to be a year and a half. And so because he's saying that he might file an insanity plea, therefore he wants to get a psychological evaluation, well, he's going to have to get on that list of, 1.5 years. And so therefore it's going to prolong the case. And I think the longer that he prolongs this case, the better chance that Mickey Stines has, because people won't be so, they won't be so shocked by it. They won't be so like, what the hell? A sheriff shot the judge? 2 years later, when they're picked for the juror, they may know more about the damn thing, maybe not know anything about it, but it won't be as, do we have a judge now? Yeah, we've had old Judge, Carter, and is he good? Oh, he's great. Do we have a new sheriff? Yeah, we got Judge Sheriff Boo Radley. Is he great? Yeah, he's great too. So everything turned out fine. So, after you get over the initial shock, so he's going to postpone this thing for a year and a half by saying that he might plead insanity. But he's still saying that extreme emotional disturbance. He's also saying that he's not going to allow any of the things that he has said to his client, to the public. That's attorney-client privilege, right? So he's being, I don't want to say obtuse, but it's kind of intentionally obtuse. So it's kind of a boring interview. You would really have to sit through it and sift through it and then kind of, point out the things and edit it. But I like the guy. I think he's a cool guy. I don't know why he's taking this case. And he tries to answer the, questions as best as possible. And he does kind of allege that they were doing something with Mickey Stines' wife and daughter. And then, just by what we know, Mickey Stines picks up the judge's phone, tries to call his daughter on it. He doesn't get an answer. Then he tries to call his daughter from his phone, doesn't get an answer. And then as he's shooting the guy, the phone on the table was actually ringing. And so that probably was the daughter. So to think that the daughter or the mother had nothing to do with it, also as Mickey Stines is walking away, he says they're trying to kidnap. Right, as they're arrested him and they're taking him, to Leslie County Jail or whatever. He says specifically they're trying to kidnap my wife and daughter. Now, some people are saying, oh man, he's all paranoid. He is just, what's he on? What's he thinking about? One person's kidnapping is another person's arrest. Were they trying to arrest his wife and daughter? Maybe not. Maybe there was some, goddamn domestic violence or some shit. So they were trying to put something on him, and then they were trying to take his wife and daughter away from him because of domestic violence. Trying to kidnap his wife and daughter. So that's what he had said. So to think that, I think it has everything to do with his wife and daughter. And maybe some other stuff too. That deposition, we should hear about that deposition. It hasn't come through. What else did this lawyer say? I think that's the main thing. He didn't want to, don't disparage the judge's name. I remember him saying that. And then, and a couple of other things. So, go check it out. There's some more of security footage that we hadn't seen from before. And he walks out, then he walks back in, and then there's these other people, and they're blurring out their faces, which, why would they blur out their faces? They're part of the investigation. We need to know who these people were. We're supposed to pretend that they were best of friends, best buddies, right? And if they're such best buddies, then why did any of this shit happen?
Security is a must.
Those three people that was with him, why it happened, has to do with that fucking meeting. That last fucking meeting with, that first still that I had. Who's this fucking guy, who's this fucking guy, and who's this fucking guy? All three of these guys, this fucking meeting right here had to do with what went down. And to think that they have, no knowledge of the damn thing. And then we have, the picture right here. So this was the deputy that was getting sexual favors from this lady, right? So he's like, hey, I'm a cop. I'm a police officer. You better suck my dick. I'll let you go off your ankle monitor program if you suck my dick. You promise? I mean, you're kind of cute. I was going to do it anyways. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get that ankle monitor off of you, so you just go ahead and suck my dick.
I'm not going to comment on.
He's like, all perplexed. What? I am not going to comment on that, you crazy, psychotic, insane lunatic. Are you kidding me? I'm not answering that damn question. And that's all she wrote. That's the majority of what I noticed off this little, edition of Crime Beat. Mickey Stines, Kevin Mullins. Kevin Mullins should never have resigned his seat. That's for damn sure. He never should have resigned his seat.